All right, guys, I promise this one's going to be really quick and straight to the point. So we have a issue where our Tailscale. So let's say you have a device, right? It's on your Tailscale network, um, and you usually go to it by this name, right? If Tailscale, right? So Tailscale, which has Magic DNS automatically enabled. If the Tailscale service isn't running right, then you can't access the device, even if the device is up and running itself, right? It just Tailscale isn't running on it at that moment in time. Um, and we need to try and figure out how to fix that. All right. So I spent some time kind of digging through, like, because I see like some other people had some issues, and then I was reading through, and I'm gonna tell you right now that there's no automatic way to fix it, right? Because what you would want to happen, right? What you're expecting is that if I'm accessing this name, like whatever your device name is, on your own local network, that you're able to connect to it, whether Tailscale is running on that device or not. And then when you're off your local network, so long as Tailscale is running on that device, you're able to then still access that device with, again, the same name, right? Because this is important for when you have like other services running on your computer, like let's say file sharing, right? If you got like a storage space on there, you got to target it by that name. You don't want to have to sit there and specify the Tailscale name and then have another one running where you have your regular local name for it, right? You just want it to be seamless. As of right now, not only is there no way to do that, or have it like that right now with Magic DNS, which is a Tailscale default thing running. If I recall correctly, I think they were saying that they don't even really intend on actually like trying to make it easy, because what we just want is we just simply want like priority, right? We want our local DNS to be used first, and then if it can't find a device, then look in the Tailscale's DNS, right? Um, Now, if you're familiar with metric weights, right, for DNS, doesn't work, right? I sat there and changed this to, like being much higher than my Ethernet, Wi-Fi, and all that stuff. Doesn't work. Tailscale is going to continue to override. Tailscale overrides your local DNS regardless of the metric weights or anything like that. So like if you search a name that does pop up on Tailscale, whether the device is like actually up and running or not, is going to actually respond, and then your computer is never going to actually then try to search your local Ethernet, right? So the metric thing didn't work. I tried it, didn't work. The only thing you can do, right, is as you see, I'm trying to refresh, right, and you see it's not going to come out, right? The only thing you can do, which sucks, but it's probably the fastest and easiest way, especially on your laptop, is you're just going to have to just ooh, man, that is a tiny guy there, right? Is to just disable the Tailscale DNS when you don't want to use it locally. Now this could be problematic, I'm sure, if you, for example, if you have services that you explicitly allow only on your Tailscale network and not your local stuff. I can I look, I get it. As of right now, there is no way that I have found to get around this. So, like for example, as you see, I refreshed it, can't access the device because I don't have I have Tailscale off on that device at the moment to do this example. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in those preferences and I just disabled the DNS setting, and so now like I'm gonna sit here and refresh it and see it comes right on up. No problem, right? Boom, came right on up, and this is like my QNAP thing. Um, yeah, that's it. There's nothing you can do about it for right now. I don't know if they'll ever come up with an eventual solution. I even tried to do this thing where I was like, overriding the local DNS, but that didn't work. Because what I was going to do was like, just sit there and like add try to prioritize in the end. They don't allow it. I don't know why you can't have an advanced option, like default however it is you want it to make it nice, but then advanced option to like make sure that we can get the local stuff to work. But I mean, it is what it is. So um yeah, that's it. uh So yeah, so that's about it. And like I said, it looks like I don't know, I guess this maybe somebody, I don't know if this is somebody from Tailscale or not, but they're basically saying yeah, that they have no intention of like making this possible where you can like order this to somehow make Tailscale like preferably like last on name resolution if possible. So it is what it is. So that's that, I guess. So I mean it is what it is. So I guess that's that. With that being said, I hope this was helpful for you guys. Sorry that there isn't no like cool fix for it yet. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. I don't know if maybe if I disable Magic DNS, let me see if I disable Magic DNS, if that'll work. Let's actually test that out. All right, so what I just did is I just disabled Magic DNS. But I'm still leaving. I'm going to now go ahead and re-enable this. So first off, what I'm gonna do is let me refresh this, make sure that I can still access this real quick. Yeah, reload. Right. Okay, so I can still access that. And then what I'm gonna do is now um I am going to re-enable that DNS setting now because I don't have, as you see, I don't have Tailscale on, but I did re-enable that DNS setting. I wonder if I can still access this. So let's see. So I'm going to enable this. Cool. So I can still access it. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to disable my Ethernet. Yeah, I'm gonna disable the Ethernet adapter real quick, right? And what this should do is this should simulate me being like out of the network because I'm on a hotspot on my phone here. Now let's go ahead and refresh this, and it shouldn't work, right? Because I am using, I don't have Tailscale enabled. Okay, yep, that's cool, right? That's all expected. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna enable Tailscale and then refresh it and see if it works, right? Because Magic DNS is supposed to allow you to be able to access your device names without having to specify their Tailscale specific IP addresses. Let's see if that's still the case with Magic DNS disabled, but that option with DNS, use Tailscale DNS, still on. Okay, so I just re-enabled the Tailscale. So let me refresh this and see if it works. Right, and yeah, see, it still does not work. So like I said, right, there really is just no way to kind of get around that, right? For the sake of convenience, right, you have to have Magic DNS enabled, right, so that you're able to actually access it when you're off your local network. But when you're on your local network, you're going to need to disable, like I said, disable the setting so that you can then access it locally. And like I said, depending on your very specific setup, if you got something only on Tailscale, you're just kind of just out of luck. Don't know what to tell you, but you're just kind of out of luck. And I don't think they're going to, yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to, and I don't think they're going to do anything about it. It doesn't seem like they have an appetite to actually like do something to make this easy. So that's it. Hope this helped you guys. For those that might have been struggling with this, take care.